came to you because we had a discussion last night about relationships and you were frustrated. You said that you are constantly giving love and you are doing things, going out of your way for the person that you love, and you don't feel that they are even valuing it or seeing how much effort you put into it, and you don't feel seen or heard. And I want to remind you of this. Sometimes we find people who have never been loved properly and we start loving them. And it's really fun at first because if you've known how to love, at least you think you've known how to love, in the ways that you have, and you find somebody, you want to give them all that love. And if they haven't had it before, it can almost be alarming. It can almost be like, okay, what do I do with this? Let's put it this way. If you came across a dog that hasn't eaten in weeks and you put before this hungry street dog filet mignon and a piece of old hard beef jerky, the dog is going to treat it the same because it's hungry. So until it learns the difference of what they've had to what they have now, then they'll be more picky in choosing their next thing, right? If you continually feed this dog both the filet mignon and the beef jerky, eventually he's going to notice the difference and the value and the taste and the fulfillment of the filet mignon. But it's going to take him getting it for a while to understand, no, this is now my standard. This is now what I should receive. And then when somebody comes along to give him beef jerky later down the road, that dog is going to be like, no, thank you. I prefer filet mignon. So, I know, crazy analogy, but I want you to see what you're doing. You're constantly putting yourself before him, and he still has all this residue of what he's received before. So the gears have to change inside of him. He has to see where the value system is now. More importantly, the nutrients, the health, the peace, the love, the fulfillment, the growth that happens when he eats the proper filet mignon versus the hard beef jerky. So you have a choice. You can either create a loving environment for this with you and him, or you can leave. You don't have to stay beside a man and teach him love. That's a choice you're making. And sometimes, if you're not built for it, it's not good for you anyway, because you're going to get callous and you're going to get bitter. And then the next man that comes along is going to try to love you correctly. And you're going to be bitter from the last time and say, well, I tried to give this person my all and this is what they did. I believe when we're chosen to stand by people to help them heal, and if that's your spot and that's your position, that's what you've been designed to do as a woman, you have to understand that's going to come with an uneven score for quite a while. That's going to come with, I'm constantly pouring into him and he's not quite pouring into me. But the reward and the joy doesn't come from what he's pouring into you. It comes in from him growing, and you see the growth even if it's small. And it's up to you. Are you built to stay beside a man who is still growing and coming into his emotional awareness? It's not for everybody. It's really not. So that's up to you. So chin up, Buttercup. You're a beautiful woman and you deserve anything and everything that you desire. But if you're going to stand by somebody who is just now learning love and to receive love in a proper way, know that it's going to be an uphill battle for a while. And if you grow bitter and callous and start blaming him for things and start losing your tenderness and your softness and your femininity through the loving him, then maybe that's not for you. And I want to remind you of that. That doesn't mean he's a bad guy, and it doesn't mean that you are a selfish woman to not want to take the time to guide him and direct him. And I'll tell you another little secret I've learned about men. They don't like to feel like they don't know what they're doing. So there are going to be times where you're going to love him and expect a certain response, but if he's not comfortable in that response or in understanding what he's supposed to do, he's going to go back to what he's used to, and that may be not doing nothing at all. So, until he understands it anyway. You're going to choose. You're going to have to choose, my friend. And I mean, I didn't mean for this to be long, but I love you, and I see that you are getting so frustrated and you still feel so alone in this relationship. And you say you've talked to him about it, but I challenge you to look at where he came from and look at what background he came from. Was he in something that was loveless? Was he in something that made him feel abandoned? You know, maybe you're thinking you're the one being abandoned, but right now he's learning how to be in somebody's presence because that's not something he had done all these years. So, all right, I'm going to go. I'll pick up you some cookies on the way, and I'll meet you back later at the house. But you're worth everything. But at the same time, I'm behind you if you choose to stay by that man who is healing. If you choose to stay by that man who's learning how to be emotionally aware. it hits us all at different seasons. I mean, is it his fault that meeting you, this wonderful being, happened to be the same time that he's trying to actually do more for himself in life? So either you're there for the assignment or you're not. But don't beat him up about it because he's trying to figure himself out and learn to accept your love. And don't beat yourself up about it, saying, am I not worthy to be reciprocated and this and that? Of course you are. All right. I'll talk to you soon, and you have a fabulous weekend, but I'll see you later. All right. Take care.